We begin tonight with news making headlines around the state. Well, it got a lot of attention, but in the end, a bill that would have required school employees to notify parents if their students identify as transgender will not get that legislative hearing after all. 17's Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace found out why and has reaction tonight from the lawmaker who wrote that bill.
Well, the bill's author argued the proposal could be helpful for parents, but opponents have long said it could cause harm to students who identify as transgender. It's a bill that garnered a lot of debate among educators, parents, and significantly kids who identify as transgender. According to the legislation, also known as AB 1314, introduced by Assemblymember Bill Isaly, it would have required a teacher, counselor, or other school employee to notify a parent within 3 days upon learning their student does not align with their sex assigned at birth.
It's really a parental rights bill. We're talking about kids who are actively identifying by a different gender at school, and they're socially transitioning, and the school has said that we're not going to share that information with parents. We're going to keep it secret. Never in the history of our country has the schools been in a position where they're keeping information hidden from parents.
But the bill will not move forward after Assembly Education Committee Chair Al Muratsuchi announced he and the LGBTQ+ caucus will not give the legislation a hearing.
I was concerned that it's, number one, a bad bill, bad policy, but number two, that it create a forum for all the hateful rhetoric being directed against the LGBTQ community.
And that, he says, is ultimately what led him to decide against giving the bill a hearing for a piece of legislation he believes would have created more harm than good for youth identifying as transgender.
As a parent, I believe that those kind of conversations about gender identity should take place between a student, a child, and their parents, and not in a situation where teachers and other educators are being required to report, to out these students before the students are ready to talk about it with their parents. So we wanted to make it clear that here in the state of California, we support and we respect all of our students.
They don't have to approve my bill, but it should have at least a hearing and allow us to make our case, and they should have to go on record on where they stand on the bill. But to kill it for lack of a hearing is very cowardly, and it's a way to avoid having to answer to the voters on this important issue.
And as for the future of the bill, well, that's it. It's done, at least for this legislative session. But Isaly tells me he hopes local school boards take up similar proposals for their districts. Reporting at the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.